Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon, and welcome to another FEH Freebies, this time for September. And we are in orb recovery mode because we had managed to save a bunch of orbs last month, and then it all came crashing down. And it was very demoralizing, and even worse, at the end of this month we have Legendary Byleth and Legendary Xander coming back, and we have to pull for them. So we have to do our best to save all the orbs so that we can have funds to pull for them. And we are kicking things off with one of my favorite seasonal banners of all time, the Festival in Hoshido rerun. And it's unfortunate because I really wish I could pull, but I've just got to take the free summon and bounce. But yeah, I absolutely love this theme still. I really miss the Dancer banner from last year. It was just gone. Even if not all of the characters that we've had on the Dancer banner have been characters that I really cared about, it was still always just a fun theme, and this one especially was just one of my favorites. And I would still love to get all of these characters one day, but for now we just have to take one and call it. And we are going to try for red for Micaiah, then Ryoma would be our backup, and then between Alencia or Xander, I'd probably take Xander just for a close counter or a merge, but we do want the new units, and since they're dancers, they don't need merges that badly. Well, that's on... Oh, wait. Yeah, for some reason, the wires in my head got crossed, and I was like, oh man, we need a blue for Micaiah, but no, we got red. Again, it's unfortunate I can't take those other two reds. We'll just have to pick one and pray. But yeah, this is still one of my favorite banners in terms of theme and aesthetics, and I really wish we'd get more. Instead, we just got Ares. Unfortunate, but we just have to pass on the others, sadly. But yeah, I don't know which is my all-time favorite seasonal banner, but this one is definitely up there. Probably at least top 5, if not like the best one. Maybe one day I should do a tier list of all the seasonal banners. That would be a lot. Maybe just the themes. For our weekly revivals, we have Adrift and also Brave Hector. We're going to go for Brave Hector. I really don't need the other units here. And on this one, all of them are pretty good. I'm still missing Camilla, but I think I'm just going to try for a Corinth merge because blue is just good to pull on. So let's try that. We got a blue, so we'll take that. Camilla probably would have been my second pick, but we'll just go for Corn Boy. No, Mordecai, you're not helpful. You're not a cute Corn Boy. And then on this one, we're going for Hector because he's just still super bonkers. Would love a merge for him. Much more useful than Carla or Nino for me. And we just got May. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world. We got drawback at least, I guess. Never enough movement assist fodder. Alright, we have the Tempest trial banner with Rinka, Tana, and original Lyn. Feel like they could have found someone a little more high value than Lyn from the start of the game's launch, but she makes sense to be here. I figure it's probably too soon after the Hero Fest that they want to run Moose Spell, but he would have been a lot better in that last slot, honestly. Anyway, I guess we're going to take green for Rinka, blue as backup. Cannot say that I have a huge interest in trying to get a Lyn, but we'll go green. We could get Rinka for her A slot, not that I have anyone I desperately want to put it on. Instead we got Vyland. Love this square-headed guy. Please leave me alone, man. We have a new seasonal banner, this time based off the Flame Tribe from Fates. It is the Bite of Flame banner, where everyone's dressed up for sumo shenanigans. And this is an interesting theme. I don't hate it, but the unit picks and the skills that they added don't especially interest me. There's nothing here that I desperately need right away, which is good because, as one might recall, we are still desperately trying to save Orbs before Byleth returns at the end of the month. But there's some cool stuff here. Of course, we have Rinka, surprisingly, as the demote. She is a sword unit, and she looks solid. Bulky but fast sword. Dumpster res, but that doesn't really matter as long as you just have her walk up and slap some melee units. Shouldn't be a big issue. And she has odd Tempest and attack speed ideal, not bad for a demote. She also has this new weapon that hurts my head because 20% of units def. I don't want to calculate that. No thanks. And then we have Muspel. I can't pull it up here, but one of his arts actually looks really cool. But I just wish Muspel was a more interesting character because his design is actually kind of awesome, but as a character, he's just kind of very generic fire guy, burn everything. Yeah, not a whole lot going on there, which is unfortunate. But he does have attack, def, catch, not bad, and Dragon's Wrath 4 as our second Tier 4 B slot. Kind of funny they went from dual chill, okay, and then bam, special dragon skill. I feel like there's a bit of a ramp up there, but would have expected them to do something else, like, I don't know, Desperation 4 or Vantage 4 or something. But we have Dragon's Wrath 4, which would be kind of fun on Papa Garen, but I think he'd still rather have like Dragon Wall, honestly. It's not bad, but not our first pick. And then we have Lyn with her 8th alt. So I don't want to hear a damn thing about Camilla when she finally gets her Resplendent, okay, guys? Okay. Anyway, she has this new skill, Godlike Reflexes, which is a godlike name. I absolutely love it. But in terms of the skill itself, it's kind of weird. It's very similar to Vital Astra, but not quite the same. I think it's more like Aegis and Pavis, where it's like a defensive special, but it also does damage, so that's kind of wonky. But it does mean that it can work with Shield Pulse, which is cool. I mean, like, it would be cooler if instead of Dragon Wall 4, we had gotten Shield Pulse 4. Make Shield Pulse somewhat relevant, you know, maybe. But alas, I don't think that most units are going to be willing to drop their B slot for Shield Pulse just to make Godlike Reflexes super consistent. And then, but the damage reduction and then damage based off speed is nice. Unfortunately, it is once again infantry locked to swords, lances, and axes. So not a huge pool of units who can use this that couldn't already use Vital Astra, which is a little unfortunate. I saw some speculation before the data mine dropped that it would be inheritable to armors and then speedy armors would be able to use it, which would have been pretty interesting. It would have been really fun on like speed stacking Hilda, but nope. And then she has Speed Smoke 4, which is awesome, more dodge shenanigans. But of course, dodge does have diminishing returns, so Speed Smoke and Godlike Reflexes, not sure who exactly would want that combo. And you probably want Shield Pulse just to get that consistent, because this is a 3 cooldown special. Lyn has it at 2 because of her lance, but it's interesting stuff. But finally, we have the harmonized unit. It is Tana and Peony, which is an interesting choice, and I guess they were going for the both little sisters angle. But I don't know, I feel like it would have been cooler if they had had Sharena as the lead on this, and Tana as the backpack, and Peony didn't really need this, I feel like. I don't know. It'd be nice to see Sharena get some more love is all I'm saying. But Peony is still a cool character. I don't hate her or anything. It's just like, wow, where's the relevancy for Sharena? And I think she would have fit the little sister angle a bit more than Peony. But anyway, they have attack speed catch and speed def hold, which would be great for Seteth. Although Tech Speed Catch does have that wonky little condition where there's no easily accessible version of Attack Speed Catch 3 to help chain fodder that. So I want to get her for Speed Def Hold and then Attack Speed Catch on Seteth, but I might just hold off until I can get Attack Speed Catch 3 to chain fodder that. So that's who we're going to go for, but if we don't get them, it's not the end of the world because I'm not probably going to be able to fodder them anytime soon. So we're going to pull green as our go-to backup, probably colorless for Moosebell because I could still put Dragon's Wrath on Garen even if I do think he'd prefer Dragon Wall or something. Lyn wouldn't be bad either. I could, like, at worst, I guess I could put, like, God-like Reflexes and Speed Smoke on, like, Summer Norn or something. That would help make her a little more different from Ninja Corin if I decide to build her, which I'm still considering. That would actually be kind of cool. Maybe I'll do blue as backup. So green, blue, colorless, and then red as our last choice. But we did get... That is actually a very tempting wheel. I kind of want to pull all of those, but I'm just going to take the one, and then we will bounce. What have you got for us this time, Faye? Just a Hawkeye. Ew. That's okay. You're saving the good green orbs for when we do our Mythic Banner summons, right? Right. Good that we've got that all sorted out. For the rerun of New Heroes and Ascended Fjorm, I honestly don't need any of these units that desperately. There's some good stuff here, but of course I already have Fjorm and you don't get duplicate Flores, which makes pulling duplicates of her a little less enticing. She does still have Hardy Fighter and AR Far Save and Steady Posture, which are pretty solid skills, but I just don't have anyone who desperately needs these right now. I guess actually I could put Steady Posture and Hardy Fighter on maybe like Winter Hilda if I build her. So she's probably going to be my first choice for pulls, but not anything that I need so desperately as to spend orbs. Then we've got Malice, who has Attack Speed Push, which is always useful, and Spurn, which is also solid, but I do have extras of those skills already. Then we have Wolf, who's actually kind of annoying. I remember his bow being pretty solid, but I think it's not as good as Leg Yarns. I don't know, I haven't done a direct comparison. And then he's got Panic Smoke and Life and Death 4. Okay, but not anything that I need on a specific unit. I guess it'd be fun on Kaze. That would be a fun combo on Kaze, but doesn't need it necessarily. And then Def Res Snag. Snags are okay, but usually I feel like most units have a better B slot option. And then Rosha, I kind of wanted to build him, but then we got Papa Geralt as a Lance Cav, and he was my #1 most wanted Lance Cav, so sorry, even though he's kind of cute, I'm not sure that I'll get around to building him. Even if I want more Lance Cavs, I think I'd rather have Summer Ash or Dimitri and spend orbs on them, most likely. I guess he's kind of like Geralt in that he's kind of bulky, but he has more speed instead of higher res and more attack. So I guess they could be somewhat different. I don't know if it'd be enough to justify building him though. So anyway, I think we're gonna go green, colorless, red. Colorless just because I don't have Wolf, so we could get him. But green for extra Fjorms is probably the best choice just because she is the most premium unit, but alas, no greens here, so pop this colorless instead. And what have we got to start? Just a Clarine. Perfect, wonderful, utterly incredible feather source. Alright, there we go, there's a green. Yeah, I got the Ascendant Fjorm from the Hero Fest, so I don't... Well, there we go. I was gonna say, I got the Ascendant Fjorm from Hero Fest, so I don't really need one for my Hector, but she is here yet again. This one's plus speed. Actually, this one might be worth merging into if I don't want to give Hardy Fighter to Hilda. I'm not sure if she wants it, but now I want another Fjorm so that I can merge into that one. Come on, double Fjorm. I really do like Fjorm, but if I plus 10 a Fjorm, I think I'd rather have her bridal form, her bridal Fjorm. Yo! Double greens! Double free greens! There we go. There's the luck. There's the luck. It truly is. I've said it before. Truly, luck is like a pendulum, and sometimes it swings really far in the direction you don't want it to go, but eventually it'll swing back around. Sometimes on banners that you really don't care about that much, but it's still cool to see. Back-to-back Ascendant Fjorms. That is awesome. So I can definitely give one to Hector, save one for Hilda if I want to put Hardy Fighter on her. I'll have to check. And then I can definitely give her a merge. But yeah, I do like Fjorm. She's very pretty. She's very cool. I think this is the best version to try and plus 10 of her. But I like her bridal form better because it's very cute. I really just wish they had not randomly made her hair longer, because, like, why? Why did they do that? There was no reason to make her hair longer. I liked her with the short hair. Is that a very petty reason for liking this form less than the other ones? Yes, absolutely. But it is a reason nonetheless. I'm going to take her to the barbers. I'm going to have her lovely little hair trimmed down, and it will be super cute like it was before, and then everything will be good. Everything will be wonderful. The other reason I kind of don't want to plus 10 Fjorm is if I get a super good plus 10 green armor like her, I feel like I will never use Alphonse again, and that makes me sad because I really like my Alphonse. I really love my Valentine's Alphonse. He's so cool. One of my favorite units that I've built, I think, and I don't want to not have a reason to use him anymore because I think Fjorm is probably just going to outdo him in every scenario. Alright, so we end with barter, but like, that was incredible. That was fantastic. 5 pulls, 2 back-to-back Ascendant heroes. What more can you ask for? I can ask for that luck to carry over when I pull for Byleth this month. That is all I want. Please, IS. And now it is the new power banner with the 3 houses lords. It is still absolutely wild to me that these units have refines, and yet several characters from before them who needed it much, much more do not. That special privilege of being CYL and getting to skip the line sure is something, huh? It's funny that is the only pattern IS refuses to break. They will break any other pattern, but CYL units getting refined 2 years after their banner, yep, gotta stick to that like clockwork. But all of these guys got good refines. And then poor Sothis, she got a refine. Not a great one. I think that people honestly have overblown how bad it is. I saw people legitimately saying it was worse than Takumi, like unironically, which I think is way off base. I hope they were joking, but sometimes it's hard to tell over text. But they seemed fairly serious, but it is definitely not that bad. But poor Sothis' refine is a little lackluster, especially compared to these guys. All of them got something good, and I have all of them, and I don't particularly need any of them for fodder at the moment, so I'm kind of thinking of just going for like a Dimitri for a merge. But any of these would be great, so I think well, no blue. Let's see. I'd probably use Claude more than Edelgard or Lysithea. Although I think Lysithia's fodder might be a little more appealing, but I think we'll just go for a Claude merge. Honestly, I don't care too much about it. We'll try for Claude. Said we got a Natasha. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, very good units, very good refines, but I don't need any of them desperately, so it's fine. Alrighty, we got weekly revivals 18 and 57. On this one, Sirius is probably the best with lull attack speed and attack speed solo. And Nagi also has DC, which is good. Fina doesn't have great fodder, but I think she's kind of cute, so I almost want to pull her. But I think I'm going to go for Sirius. And then on this one, probably Faye, because she has the best fodder with Fire Sweet Bow. Though Alm is still pretty dang solid, so wouldn't mind him either. Start with this colorless, and I'm very excited. I got something very special today. Between Alm and Delphi, I think I'd rather have Alm. I got I'll just say I got a Byleth hoodie as a very belated birthday present from my mom, but it's so cool. I absolutely love it. Now I am the professor. I'm the substitute teacher. Class has to listen to me now. But I'm very excited about that. Also excited about Splatoon. Finished the story mode already, and that was a lot of fun. Much better than Splatoon 2's story mode. There are still some aspects I liked more from Splatoon 1's story mode, but Splatoon 3 overall, I think, was an improvement. Which one was I doing? Blue. But yeah, I love my Splatoon, and I'm very excited so far with Splatoon 3. And this time I've been playing with some friends, and that's been a lot of fun too. I didn't have friends at the time when I got Splatoon 2, so I was just playing solo. This is more fun. And we didn't get anything too exciting from those pulls, unfortunately, but I also wasn't desperate for anything from the weekly revivals. These ones in particular, not the most exciting for me personally. Alrighty, we have the Legendary and Mythic Hero remix with Sothis and Julia, as well as Marita, who has Spurn and Vital Astra, pretty good. And then we got Ishtar, Speed Res, Life and Death, Time Pulse. Sothis also has Time Pulse and Null Sea Disrupt for some reason. Everyone was very disappointed by Sothis's refine. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying it is, but Null Sea Disrupt does nothing for her kit. I don't know why they gave her that. I think if they'd given her Null Follow-Up, that would help her a lot. But yeah, Null Sea Disrupt is not the most helpful there. What did Julia get? Oh yeah, Attack, Res Menace, and Mirror Impact. Actually a pretty good combo. And then Hector with DC and Crafty Fighter. Right. Lynn had Joint Drive Speed. Duma got Fury 4. And Robin got Speed Res Rain. So some pretty good stuff here. Not the most mind-blowing. I think I'm gonna go I think I'm gonna go for red for that chance at Vital Astra, and blue is our backup. Let's see, green and colorless. I think I'd rather have green, just slightly. I don't really need either of the units there, but I don't have Legendary Lyn, so she'd be cool to get. Instead, we got Gunther. Poor Gunther. When are you getting an alt? When are we gonna get, Lyn has 8. Maybe she could share one with Gunther, and we could get, like, Swimsuit Gunther one year. I don't think that's gonna happen. For the Scions of the 12 banner, I don't really need any of these units. I already have Leaf and Lowen, so one of the girls wouldn't be bad, but I don't need their fodder that bad either. Julia has Attack Speed Push, which I have extra of, and then her red tome, but I don't have any. But there are no red tomes that I'm really considering building at the moment. And Rally Speed Res, just a dual rally. And then Larce has Speed Def Solo, Frenzy 3, and Joint Drive Attack. Frenzy 3 and Joint Drive Attack isn't bad, but I feel like for that combo, you'd really rather have Joint Drive Speed, so that makes it a little wonky. So not bad, but I think I'm just going to go for another Leaf so that I have extra attack speed catch. There were a few units that I was thinking about maybe building who might want attack speed catch, like Rickard might want it if I decide to build him, and also if like Ash ends up as like a cavalry unit, then he might want it. So I think that would just be a better skill to have extra of on hand since I used my extra copy for Claude. So we'll just pop a colorless, try and get that, and if not, then no big deal. They put attack speed catch on a lot of other units after all. Said we just got an Orn. That's okay. That's okie dokie. Alright, we have the new banner for Rearmed Leaf, who is a new unit type that can be inherited but still stick around. I mentioned in my reaction this is actually a bit of a problem for me because I love to fodder units and it helps me keep my barracks relatively clean. He has this fancy sword that you can actually inherit to someone else and would be fantastic. The first one that stuck out was the one they used in the trailer, which was Alphonse, but I actually had someone suggest Corinth to give him a more offensive option over Yato, and that's a really interesting idea. Also because it's like super edgy weapon, it'd be kind of cool because that's probably the closest we'll ever get to having Nor inspired stuff on male Corin, because boy, they really will not let male Corin have anything related to Nor and female Corin anything related to Hoshido. And that's a little unfortunate because, you know, that's part of the game is being able to choose. So they should really get to dabble with both a little bit more. But he also has attack def clash. I'm not wild about the clash skills. They're still wonky. I forget if they have inheritance restrictions. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of inheritance restriction or something, but I don't remember if they were cavalry only. Because I was thinking, like, if you put that on, like, Corin, he probably wouldn't get a whole lot of use out of it. But he could take attack def menace. That would actually be pretty cool for a more offensive-oriented Corin. And Alphonse, of course, can make use of attack def menace. So Leaf would be a pretty nifty pickup. Then we have Hilda, looking fantastic, actually. I really like this design of Hilda. Man, I wish she was a demo. I would have loved to, like, plus 10 her. That's okay. Maybe I'll still go for Winter Hilda, because Hilda's just cool. I like her. And she has this monstrosity of a weapon description. It hurts my head. It's got some support utility. It's got some damage reduction. It's got some raw stats. It gives some damage boost when her special triggers. She really is just the girl who's got it all, right? But I'm not sure how often I would use her realistically. Oh, but she has Ascendant, so she does give the Flore, which does make her a little bit more desirable. I honestly forgot that she was an Ascendant because this is just a Hilda. It's not like, oh yeah, this is Hilda in some wild, fantastical, made-up design. Oh, I guess that depends on your belief on the canonicity of this design, which, you know, I would say it is not. But it is technically a real design that has appeared in a technical Fire Emblem game before, so, you know, it's a bit of a step ahead of something like Ascendant Aiden, who looks like she's a bit lost from, like, the Spring or Day of Devotion banners. But I did forget that she was an Ascendant, but she looks good, and Joint Drive Speed and Attack Speed Solo are fantastic. Also, Velocity looks really nice, being able to make sure your special goes off. This would be fantastic on Ninja Corin, honestly. The funny thing is, though, this is, I think, the first of these dodge skills that is totally 100% useless on Byleth, which is a little funny. They were like, Brandon, stop putting stuff on Byleth. And so they made this. But still would be a great pickup. And then finally we have Monica. Attack speed ideal is okay. I'd actually be a lot more interested in her if I hadn't already put attack speed ideal on my male Morgan, because he would probably love speed res tempo. That would be a really good B slot for him. I think tempo skills are infantry only. I cannot remember because I've never actually owned one. But I was thinking that would be cool on Morgan, but I think that that's infantry exclusive, so probably not worth the pull for her. But if we ever get speed res tempo on someone else, it would be nice to throw on male Morgan. I'm sure he could have some fun with it. So, I think priority-wise we're gonna go for Leaf, just that we can get that sword, maybe for Alphonse, maybe for Corin, not really sure. Hilda probably as the backup, and then Monica as our third choice. But we're not going to spend orbs on this, we're just going to free summon, and then bounce. We've got much more important things at the end of this month. Alright, starting with an Erica. She could also probably use that sword, like... Also, I think it's funny that they actually, in a rare moment of insight and care about the balance of the game, IS decided, oh yeah, if you inherit one of these rearmed weapons, you don't get to use it alongside a pref skill, which is just mind-blowing. I can't believe they actually thought for even a brief moment about game balance. It's just wild. I mean, is this the same devs we've been dealing with for like the last 3 years? I feel like that's when power creep started to get like actually bad. So yeah, it's actually interesting that they were like, oh yeah, you know, eventually we're gonna have these for like other weapons and stuff. And, you know, we probably don't want someone like Legendary Crom running around with to change fate in some fancy new weapon. Let's just nip that in the bud right here. Wild that they actually considered that. But it does kill some of the options. Like I saw, like even in the trailer, they had Legendary Ike as one of the examples shown. And I think that he wouldn't be able to use his Radiant Aether alongside it. Unless for some reason they count specials as not under that restriction, but I can't imagine that they would, so... Just wild that they actually thought to balance that for a moment. Alright. Red again. Also wouldn't mind some, like, Fury manuals. Those would be helpful. Marth, a little less helpful. Marth, you need to get angry. You gotta get furious, man. You gotta help me. I've got a lot of Marth copies that aren't doing a whole lot. It's got, what, escape route? 2, I think? And then like a spur or something? I don't remember. Not super helpful. Hana with, what did you have? I know she has life and death at like 5 stars. And obstruct. Oh, that's why I don't remember that. Obstruct is silly. I still like it on Garen, even though objectively it is the incorrect choice. I've thought about maybe getting a Bulwark skill for Garen just to bring back the immovable Garen Zala's meme, but I don't think there's one that particularly works with him. Tanith, her pose still looks really cool. She does not look like a 4-star hero in terms of the silhouette, but not super enticing. And finally, one last red to round off the thing. Come on, give us Leaf. Leaf, heed my summons. Alphonse needs your sword for arena. Nah, just Henry. Again, would be kind of tempting to grab that sword, but I've just got more important things coming at the end of the month, so gotta save. Alrighty, we got weekly revivals 37 and 19, and to be honest, I legitimately thought it was Saturday. So these banners caught me by surprise, but that's okay. Happy to be caught unaware, and they both have a character that I would like to get. I would like a Grimo merge on this banner, and on this one, I would love another Selkie merge. Although Keaton wouldn't be bad either. I think I'm still missing him. So we'll start with the Grimo banner. This one is slightly less exciting. Well, this one is slightly less exciting. Now it's very much less exciting. I guess we'll go for Olivia. I do still use my Flying Olivia a lot in AR to buff up my Ninjalin for free with her sword, but instead we just got a ban. Ban, you are banned. Actually, no. You're fine. You get to stay just because you got the sweet hood. He got the sweet hood, he gets to stay. But we are hoping for our adorable Fox Girl. If I could, I would pull all the blues and try and get a copy, but we have to just take the one. Cannot afford to spend right now. So we just got Volbar. Volbar, you are wearing a helmet, which is kind of like a hood, but way less cool, so you have to go, man. Bye-bye, sir. For the rerun of To Stay Dreaming, I don't have any of these, so any of them would be great to pick up, though I think I want Sigurd just because he's a duo unit. Although Quan, I think we got the manual for him, so I could technically get him and then merge instantly. Though, I might just save him just for that bow in case like Ash wants it. But I think that at this point, if we get Ash as an archer, he probably has better bows, but it would still be nifty to have the option. And then Ethlyn has joint drive speed, which is always helpful, and Lachesis is not helpful. Not for me. But yeah, I think we're going to go red, and then actually red, blue, colorless would be our order, and then green is our last choice, but we got a red, so perfect. Don't need any of them badly enough to spend and divert from our plans for the month, so... Oh, well, we did not get Duo Sigurd, but we did get an Ascended Marita. You can see she's already maxed out. So we got Vital Astra we can put on someone. We can put that on Corinth, Ninja Corinth specifically. I could probably put it on someone else. I'm not sure. Yeah, Ninja Corn might be good actually because he does come with that special spiral. So he already has that. He could set that up pretty easily. That's cool. Not who I was expecting, but definitely not gonna complain with that. Very nice freebie there. Alright, we got heroes with bond skills, and honestly, none of these units are that great for me. Part of the problem is bonds are mostly outclassed by unity skills, but even aside from that, the other fodder isn't that exciting. Rally Attack Def is like universally useful, I guess. Joint Drive Res is okay, but I feel like normally you'd want Drive Attack or Drive Speed. And then even Recovery could be funny on Sakura, which is what I'm leaning towards. But like none of these are that exciting for me. I guess if I were just going to keep a unit, Astrid or Nemi might be a little bit better. Since they have their fancy pref bows, but I think we're just going to go for August to try and fodder him for Sakura. She does still need a movement assist skill that heals, though Nudge is definitely not the one I would go for. And also, we got no colorless, so between Nemi and Astrid, I think I'll go Astrid, but like I don't really care too much. This is not a banner that I was desperately looking forward to, unfortunately, so... Oh, instead we got a, is that Brave Tiki? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, don't yell at me. I cannot tell. The Tikis have the same outfit. It's difficult, okay? For some reason, they decided Brave Tiki needed the same outfit. Yes, this is a Brave Tiki as a free pull, which is pretty fantastic. Attack Res Finish is also fancy, but I don't know who would want it, honestly. Res +7 to unit during combat, and also if unit special is ready or unit special triggered before or during this combat, deals +5 damage during combat. Yeah, Attack Res Finish is kind of interesting, but I think once we get like Attack Speed Finish, that'll be a bit better because you could run that with like a special spiral Vital Astra build, and I could see that being really fun. But Attack Res Finish, I don't think I have anyone who desperately wants that, so I'll probably just keep this Tiki and use her because she can be pretty annoying. I've fought some pretty strong ones in Arena, so probably just gonna keep her. Pretty fantastic free pull all in all. Cannot complain by any means. Much better than what was on the banner, honestly. I just could not recognize that it was Brave Tiki at first. I was like, wait, is that a Brave Tiki? I was like, maybe that's Young Tiki. And then I guess, no, it couldn't have been because the 4-star special background didn't come up. So yeah, that was just a Brave Tiki that I did not recognize because my brain just could not process that. But still, very cool pull. For our rerun of a splendid soiree, I'd like to get either Reinhardt or Ishtar. I'm leaning towards Ishtar, but Reinhardt wouldn't be bad by any means. So we got one red, cool. Again, I'd like to pull that green, but I just gotta save. Gotta fight the temptation. Even though having Reinhardt would be really cool, I don't need him. Apparently what I need is this Eliwood staring at me. Thanks, Eliwood. Really appreciate it. Alright, so we've got a new banner to celebrate the introduction of rearmed heroes with a bunch of seasonal units, and they are sharing together with a 6% focus, so nice rate up. But there is one itsy bitsy little detail here. When I summoned for Gustav last month, I was specifically looking for AD Near Trace, and I said that Katria, the other character who has it, probably wasn't going to return anytime soon. There are only 2 units in the game at the moment that have that skill, which are Bridal Katria, who is not coming back anytime soon, being a seasonal locked unit, and yet, lo and behold, here she is. Way to make me a liar, IS. Also, after that horrible summoning experience when I went for Gustav, I want to commit Send Home for Feathers on myself. So yeah, Katria is back. If I had known this, I absolutely would have just tried to get her here. Because this would have been a lot easier than going for Gustav, but I had no way of knowing this was going to happen, so that's unfortunate. But yes, we had to go for Gustav, and funny enough, I actually just finished his HM. He is all good and ready to go, so I guess the one silver lining is that I got to get more feathers and cavalry flowers out of him than if I had just gotten Bridal Katria. Anyway, aside from that, we have plenty of other really good, very solid 5 stars with good fodder as well. Sharing with Katria is Gustav, but again, not dead this time. He has nice armor stuff with Close Def 4, Crafty Fighter, and DR Near Save. On red, we have Leaf, but again, as well. Not a rearmed hero this time, though. He is a duo, and he is still pretty strong. He has lull attack, res, and fatal smoke. Also attack, def, push, though that's not quite as exciting in my opinion. Still very good, though. Great fodder all around. They're sharing with duo Erica, with distant foil, null follow-up, and joint drive speed. Also pretty good. On colorless, we have duo Hilda. She got that staff stuff, so if you like staves, then she could be a good pickup. Not as exciting in my opinion, though, as La Rochelle, who has SR Far Trace and attack speed push, as well as rescue and windfire bomb. Very good stuff for staffs. I like this a lot more than what Hilda has, especially because I think rescue is just more useful than nudge. But still, Hilda's not bad. And then finally on blue, we have Tana, who has SD Near Trace, which I would like to put on Sedith. And then also Steady Impact and Attack Speed Rain, also good stuff. Steady Impact, not as good as some of the other impacts, but you know, you get it as a throw-in with SD Near Trace, not bad. And then finally we have our best boy, Ash, making his triumphant return, holding his own with all these other super stacked heroes. We've got our boy. I love him. I still kind of want to plus 10 him, though. I still don't think that going for the seasonal one is the right play there, even though he's got a very nice fancy prep and a very nice stat line. I want his regular version, though. Now it's looking less likely. It looks like we'll probably just end up with 3 Hopes version Ash, which isn't bad, but I like this haircut the most out of all the Ashes. So, you know. But we're going to pull blue for Ash with our free picks. Again, it's very tempting to go all in, try and get an Ash, try and spark an Ash, but I just gotta save. I've gotta save. I've gotta pass. I'm sorry, sweetie boy. Another day, perhaps. Oh, look, see, it's got 2 blues. Very sad. I didn't think, what do I want as backup? Maybe colorless, just because that staff fodder would be good. I'd like rescue for like Sakura. Nudge, though, isn't as helpful as the issue. Whereas, you know, green is good, and then red I don't have duo Erica, so red is also pretty useful. But we're just gonna hope for blues, I think. There we go, more blues. Give us blues, lots of blues. But yes, I'm more than a little upset to see that of all the things that could happen, I said, oh yeah, Katria won't come back anytime soon. She's a duo unit from the Bride banner that just reran. There's no reason for her to come back anytime soon. And then bam, here she is. And I actually do have a Katria, so I could have just foddered her right away without having to grind hero merit, because I already have a Katria I can grind hero merit on. So that would have saved me some effort. Perry, you are not the Lance Cav that we are looking for. Your hair is nice, but not as good as adorable Ash's, okay? Just not even a fair contest. Come on, Ash. Ah, Perry. We just went over this. Man, that Gustav summoning session was very painful if you have not checked that out. One of the most painful summoning sessions of recent memory. Maybe even of all the time I've been summoning in Fae. One of the worst. And we got Est. She always looks fancy because she's got those fairy wings, but she is just 4-star Est from the beginning of the game. Not very necessary to have. I have many copies of her already. And then finally, our last poll. Just a Corinth. Alright, nothing too exciting here, but that's fine. I've already had great luck this month, and I'm hoping to have that on the much more important legendary banner. So not getting anything here is not nearly as important as those other banners. Alright, we have Muspel and Surtur's Bound Hero Battle banner, and they are joined by regular leg yarn, not her ascended version. Unfortunately, that would make the banner a little too actually good. So instead we have her old 4-star special version. Still a cool character, but not nearly as desirable. And she is sharing with Muspel, which is unfortunate because I'm gonna go for him with our free summon because I want Dragon Wall, but if we don't get him, not the end of the world. Surtur still wouldn't be bad if there was no reds, but we got a red, so we will just grab that. I'm a little sad. I really wanted a Bound Hero Battle banner with Muspel and Niffle, even though that was really unlikely to happen. I really wanted a map with that. And we just got Tanith once again. Very fancy looking silhouette for a character that doesn't have a whole lot, unfortunately. For weekly revivals 58 and 20, nothing that I desperately need here. I'm going to go for Katria because we don't have her. Though Silk and Forsyth wouldn't be bad backups. And then on this one, I don't really need anything. I think the best one is Amelia with Armor March, but I don't really need that. I've got copies sitting around anyway, so I guess we'll go green anyway. Yeah, I thought about blue just for other 4-star specials besides Olwen, but there weren't any blues anyway, so blah. Soren is also blah. No thank you. No thank you. Alright. I actually had an idea for a very funny meme build that used Katria. I don't think it'd be very good, but I was considering it. It didn't use Katria herself, it used fodder from her, to clarify, but probably better things to do now. Voting Gauntlet banner. I don't know why, but I completely forgot about Voting Gauntlet. It feels like we just had one, but it was like almost a month ago. Time sure flies, huh? When you're playing too much Splatoon. But we have the Voting Gauntlet theme. It's all fire characters. And we have regular leg yarn, Levitine, and Surtur. I feel like 2 of these were just here a little bit ago. But here they are again. Gonna go for Surtur because I'm missing him. I have copies of the other 2. Well, never mind. We're gonna go for red, I guess. Don't really need either of them. Maybe we can get another like Ascended Marita or something. Nah, just an Urk. He can hold a fire tome, so you know we can put him in the Voting Gauntlet, I guess. He could hold fire. Yeah, see, look, he comes with the fire tome. He's allowed in the voting gauntlet. We'll throw him in. He'll lose round 1 because, like, yeah. And we'll get feathers from joining him for constant voting gauntlet multipliers, probably. What? And finally, ending off this month's FEH Freebies is Heroes with Combat Boosts. I think we technically still have like one more banner, but it's just the legendary banner that I'm summoning on. So if I didn't misread the calendar, this is our last banner for the month. And it is a really good one. We got Volk, Charlotte, and Banana Nand. Silly Banana Nand, but still good with Sturdy Impact and Guard Bearing. I don't particularly need her because I already have an extra copy. Actually, I think I have 2 extra copies. But she's sharing with Volk, who is fantastic to have extras of. He's got that lethality in case I want to build any other dagger units. And he's also got Sturdy Impact, Null Follow-Up, and Time Pulse. This man is just loaded with lots of fodder options. And then Charlotte also is a pretty good pickup. I still have an extra copy of her as well, but extra dodge fodder is not bad to have. She's got Times Pulse and Swift Sparrow as well as other options. So just good stuff all around. We are going to pull red, but green as a backup is definitely not bad. But we just got the 1 red, so we will happily take that. Pray for a Volk. Come on, Volk. No. Alright, what do we end with? Just a Hannah. Not the most exciting way to end, but that's fine. We managed to avoid being tempted by a lot of banners. There's a lot of small things that I would have liked to spend a few orbs here and there on, but we managed to avoid it. Pretty sure that I spent 0 orbs on free summons this month, which is quite nice. And we still walked out of this with 4 very good pulls, so I cannot complain by any means. Very excited. Just hoping that luck transfers over into the very terrible upcoming legendary banner, and we have similar luck there and just get all the Byleths and Xander that we want, and then we can be happily done with this. But anyway, thank you for joining me on this FEH Freebies once again. Best of luck to you guys on your summons, whether they be free or otherwise, on any of the current or upcoming banners, especially on that terrifying legendary banner that looms on the horizon. And until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon, signing out.